It's me, it's the RO double B, mobbing once again with the two dudes with attitude right here on Perched on the Top Rope, special edition.
Welcome, everyone, to Perched on the Top Rope. I am your co-host. That's right, I am the DSH, the Dirt Sheet Hater, Lee Walker, and above me,
I'm the tri-host, 3, that how that works? The undeniable, the adorable one, Alex Todd.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 amazing WWE pay-per-views coming this weekend. We're just going to jump right into it. We're seeing a change of motion. SummerSlam is Saturday, NXT is Sunday, but this episode we are focusing on the SummerSlam card, and the 3 of us are going to give you our predictions. Al, let's start with match number 1.
All righty. In the maybe first match of the night, we have Nikki ASH versus Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Boys, what do you think?
Well, I'll start by saying I sure hope it's not the first match.
Yeah,
because
the first one in the list.
Well, that's fine, but I sure hope it's not the first match, because if we're gonna, if it is going to be the first match, it's one way to blow off the one huge surprise that I believe we're going to get, and that's going to be the return of the amazing Becky Lynch. And of course, if we're going to talk about the 3-way women's dance, then let's talk about the fact that here, the elephant in the room is already there. Charlotte is going to take the fall on this one. You shouldn't have gone to Mexico. You shouldn't have no-showed in Charlotte, North Carolina during the live event. We don't call them house shows anymore. We call them live events. Thank you, Jeff Jarrett. And, that's that. She's going to take the fall. I would imagine Rhea Ripley gets a bump on the outside of the ring, and ASH is going to keep the title, allowing Becky to now come in and start the new rivalry.
Well, as we know, card is subject to change, and when it came to Charlotte basically not going to her hometown, what the hell? Like, I know when I want to go to a show, a wrestling show, I want to see the hometown guys, that made it. Those, so them seeing Charlotte was going to be huge. WWE actually, I guess, gave her the day off for it, which whether or not they knew she was going to Mexico or not is a whole different story. Anyway, I think she would have been fine until that photo with Conan and Ric Flair, her father. Once that photo hit the internet, it was over. And now WWE's looking at her like, maybe she was scheduled to win. Maybe she still is. I'm putting my money to, believe it or not, I'm going with Nikki, almost a superhero.
Absolutely. I don't think so much that her taking a picture with her father was a big deal, but more so the picture with the fact that Conan was there, because Conan is obviously associated with AEW and Impact Wrestling, rival companies, and that doesn't tend to go over so well with Vince. But also on that same note, it's also very Vince-like to sit there and say, oh, well, you guys don't think I'm going to have her win now because of this and that, so I'm going to choose her to win anyways. I'm going with Charlotte for the win, because I've been saying this for months, Lee, that Charlotte's it's the easy rivalry to bring Becky Lynch back into the fold.
I think if they bring her back into the fold, and you bring her back in with Charlotte again, we're going to get that same feeling. Here we go again. And why can't we ever try anything different? Right. If you want to push Nikki, and she is catching on a lot more, then let's go with her. Because Charlotte will always have that staying power. But the one thing that I'll say is, one thing we always maintained in the office was we write in pencil. And the reason we write in pencil is because the end of a pencil has an eraser. Mm-hmm. So Charlotte may have just erased herself out of that picture there.
She may have, but I'm going to stick my ground with this one. I think Charlotte's going to be the winner here, and I think that's going to be the quick, easy rivalry to bring Becky Lynch back in. So I'm going with Charlotte.
Okay, since we're going to do that for this match, I'm gonna say I'm still staying with Nikki, but I'm saying that, Rhea Ripley's after the match. Rhea's down, somewhere on the apron, out of the ring. Charlotte's beating on Nikki after the match because Nikki's mad that she lost, and that's how Becky comes out.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on how they want to push Becky.
Yeah,
if you want to push Becky as the a cocky cheater, then she could come out and almost cost both Charlotte and Rhea the match, getting Nikki to win. Then you've set up 3 rivalries.
Right, because we also don't know that she's coming back as a babyface.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think she has to come back at SummerSlam, which is obviously Saturday. Friday night, as long as Uncle Tony doesn't screw anything up, the biggest name in wrestling is going to come back to Rampage. They're going to need to have something to combat all of the buzz that they're going to generate over the weekend.
Absolutely.
And there's 2 things that they should and could do at SummerSlam that I think will create that buzz, and not necessarily overtake AEW, but will kind of neutralize it. And Becky Lynch is one of them.
Absolutely. I agree.
All right, Al, match number 2.
All righty. We are going to go with Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie.
That's going to open the show.
Yeah, it is.
That should be the pre-show match.
Yeah.
They should just, hey, scratch it. We're putting it on Monday Night Raw instead. It's going to air on Monday instead. Sorry, guys.
Lily insisted.
Well, yeah, I guess this is going to be the match where we see if Eva Marie has actually improved since she was last in WWE.
Well, she really wasn't that good the last time she was here. So if she could do a headlock off the rope takedown, we're going to be in good hands.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where I was. Sorry, go ahead, Al.
No, I just said he's not wrong.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's where I was going with it. Can she really get any worse than what she was the first time around?
Yeah, I mean, other than using Dewdrop in the mix.
I hate that name so much.
So and her facial expressions are getting worse and worse. The poor girl. She's actually a hell of a worker from the UK, but her facial expressions getting worse.
I think she's making it well known that she hates the gimmick.
I think the whole thing sucks.
The poor girl, and no offense to her, but like when I hear the name, I tend to think of the Disney movie Dumbo for some reason. Uh-huh. It's just again, it's nothing against her. It's just the name. Like,
anybody else realize that Dumbo was an elephant?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Are you trying to insinuate I'm calling her fat?
I didn't know if, for our listeners, the smartest listeners in the world, they needed a refresher that Dumbo was a rather large elephant.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah.
I mean, I do work for Disney. I got to bring that in there.
Yeah.
All Lee is saying is that the name Dewdrop does in fact sound like a Little Debbie snack.
There you go.
I mean, yeah, like at that point, you might as well just name her Gumdrop
or Ho Ho.
We're gonna get shit on by the internet.
Ding dong.
Yeah. Or ding dong.
Anyways, who's winning the match, guys?
I after we just crapped on the one side of the corner, how do you not go with Alexa Bliss? I mean, you know what? The whole thing sucks. Let's go Eva Marie. Sadly, I think Eva Marie has to win somehow because you can't push her this long and not win.
Exactly. I hate, and I have and still do hate the Alexa Bliss gimmick. So I'm also going with Eva Marie.
Yeah. We just shit on that whole side like for 5 minutes. Like, wow. I think this is a WWE is going to WWE. Alexa's going to do her magic and all that hoorah bull crap. Dewdrop is going to interfere somehow, and she's either going to win by DQ, or what I think happens is Eva Marie wins. So
3 for 3.
I'm going to go with Eva Marie. And if she loses, I'm going to say, well, I will never go for her again.
Eva Marie, baby.
If Eva Marie doesn't win, it's going to be because Lily gets involved. And that would be how they WWE it, because then that little sock doll will get involved.
I wasn't sure if you called her a sock doll or a suck doll.
Both.
They both work.
Oh, God, guys, I think it's about time we move on from this match. We're going to move on to the SmackDown Tag Team title match. We've got the Usos versus Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio.
I don't think there's any way that the Usos don't win this.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. The Bloodline's on a roll currently, not to mention they are teasing a split between Rey and Dominic. So I'm going with the Usos as well.
And that split is the only reason I'm interested in this match. I have no interest in watching this match again whatsoever. What are they going to do differently that they haven't done in their other matches? Nothing. It's going to be...
Dominic's going to tell Rey that Eddie was in fact his father, and then 619 him.
And then ride off into the sunset.
Yep. And then Dominic Mysterio is gonna retire, not Rey. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I have a feeling this is gonna play into the split between Rey and Dominic.
Speaking of Dominic fans, make sure you go to Ringside New. No, fuck. Let me do that again. Fans, make sure you go to ringsidecollectibles.com, because soon enough, you'll be able to get your very own childhood Dominic. Order it.
A childhood Dominic? So is that like one of those with the figures where they put the head in one package, the arm in another, and we're going to piece together the child?
Yep. He's going to be Build-A-Figure.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I want the baby Dominic head.
Just the head.
Just the head.
And Eddie Legends figure is holding it.
He's got his old Eminem haircut that he had back in the day.
Oh. Yeah.
I want blonde hair Dominic back. I want another custody of Dominic on a contract ladder match like they have with Eddie and Rey.
Poor Dominic. Still doesn't know who his father is.
I was gonna.
That whole family's got issues.
Yeah, they do.
When I buy the figure, I'll get you a ring, I'll get you an Eddie, and I'll get you a Rey, and you can have your very own Dominic custody on a pole match.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Perfect. That's what I've always wanted. So, Lee, we didn't get your answer as to who's going to win this damn match.
Usos.
Okay. Yeah. No, I think this one's pretty cut and dry. Whatever they're doing with the Bloodline is far from over, so it would be dumb for the Usos to lose the tag titles right here and now. Moving on, we have the United States title match. We have Sheamus versus Damien Priest. I'm actually excited for this match. I think this could be like one of the brawler matches of the night. Not necessarily the best wrestled match of the night, but like one of those good like two brawlers facing each other style matches.
So who do you got?
It's hard because I could definitely see Sheamus winning and keeping his role as US champion, but I also think that Damien Priest is at the right moment where a mid-card title run would be perfect for him. I think either one of them could win, but I'm going to go with Damien Priest here.
Lee?
I'm going to say Damien Priest wins, but he wins by disqualification because The Miz and Johnny Drip Drip get involved.
I was going to go there. I think they have to involve themselves in this one way or another to continue that rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Which we've seen the past 8 weeks in a row on Raw.
Well, as of this Monday too, it looks like there are some issues budding between Miz and Morrison right now too. So who knows that maybe there's going to be a split down the road, and this will turn into like a fatal 4-way match at a pay-per-view down the road. It's possible.
There you go.
'Cause it
What is
wouldn't
the
be-
next pay-per-view? What do they call the September gimmick?
I think the next pay-per-view is...
It used to be it was Night of Champions, then they started doing the
Extreme Rules is the next pay-per-view.
Is it really?
Yeah, because they moved Money in the Bank up earlier this year.
Well, then you could actually maybe get that 4-way dance that you're talking about.
Yeah, that's possible. Anywho,
I'll go Damien Priest by DQ or Sheamus. One way or the other, Priest is not getting the title.
so I'm the only one that's got Priest walking out with the title. It's all right. I'll take on the odds. No biggie. So we move on. We have AJ Styles and Omos taking on RK Bro for the Raw Tag Team titles. In my mind, this is the easiest match of the night. One of the easiest matches of the night to predict. Randy Orton and Riddle are walking away with the tag titles.
Yeah, piece of cake.
Yeah, there's no way they don't.
I think the AJ Styles Omos tag title run, unfortunately, has been underwhelming, and we haven't seen much substance from them since WrestleMania. So I think it's time to take the titles off of them, give Orton and Riddle a run, and put AJ Styles back into the main event and make him a singles competitor again.
No, I mean, the only other option to that would be, because Riddle and Orton can't seem to get on the same page, whether Orton wants to keep him around or not. I mean, that could be the only flub up that I could see happening between them, but I can't see how they don't walk away with the tag team titles on this. The merchandise sales for them alone has been through the roof, and that's realistically how they decide who they're pushing and who they're not. And everything RK Bro is just a gold mine.
Dude, I love it. It's honestly, it's probably one of the few things keeping Monday Night Raw afloat right now.
Well, then there's also Eva Marie and Dewdrop.
Good point. I forgot about that.
See?
No, all right. Well, there's that. So we all agree. Orton and Riddle are walking away with the tag titles. Guys, match of the night. You ready? Drew McIntyre, Jinder Mahal. Who we got?
I think this one goes without saying. It's not gonna be Jinder Mahal. They've pushed Drew way too hot, and he's still hot, and like kind of almost untouchable hot. And the fact that Jinder's two little pals there,
Veer and Shanky,
are banned from ringside. I'm going with Drew.
Okay, Rob.
I'll go with. I'm gonna go out on a ledge and go with Jinder. I'm gonna go with Jinder. I'm gonna figure out somehow. Drew is either gonna get disqualified because he brings his mother's sword into the match, or it's something wonky's gonna happen. Maybe a visit from the Great Khali. I don't know if we can get a visit from India with the COVID restrictions and whatnot going on, but just something out there that it's been going too negative for Jinder Mahal for him just to show up and get beat.
Especially considering that he just came back and basically went right into this feud too. I think Drew could take the loss, but Lee said Drew, you said Jinder. Does that mean my prediction should be Heath Slater?
That's the surprise entrant.
Yeah, the forbidden door opens between Impact and WWE, and Heath Slater shows up. No, I'm actually going to go with Rob on this one. I think Drew can easily take the loss. It doesn't have to be a clean loss. Drew, Jinder, he can find a way to like grab, the tights or use the ropes or something. Drew doesn't get hurt by this loss, I don't believe. But I think it would be detrimental to Jinder, so I'm going to go with Jinder winning as well.
Yeah, and just to follow up what Lee said to start the whole match prediction thing, but Drew McIntyre is too hot right now that I think a loss by him, it's not going to phase the fans' thought process of him.
No, absolutely not. It'd be like it basically I feel like would be the same thing as if Roman Reigns wasn't on like an undefeated streak right now, but he was still like being presented as he is and he lost. I don't think really anybody would think anything of it.
Yeah.
So before we get to the 2 world title matches, oh no, we have 2 more. My bad. First we have the SmackDown Women's Championship match. We have Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
Ooh.
This is gonna be match of the night, in my opinion.
Yeah. God, this one really's got me torn. I want to say Sasha, but could this also, we talked about Becky Lynch returning.
Mhm.
Could this be the match that Becky Lynch returns on to challenge whoever winds up winning, whether it's Sasha Banks or Bianca Belair, because this is the SmackDown Women's Championship, correct?
Mhm.
And Seth Rollins is on SmackDown.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say.
So if we're going to keep mom and dad together, then this is the match that she has to interfere on.
Absolutely.
Just in my opinion, or show up or surprise everybody or whatever. Still didn't give you an answer. I'm going to go with Bianca Belair, and that will start the rivalry with Becky, because then once Becky beats her for the title, we can always spin it back around to Sasha Banks.
Absolutely. So I'm also gonna go with Sasha Banks on this one because I think if Becky comes back, that sets up a match between the 2 of them as well.
Now I am the DSH, but I'm pretty sure I read something about this match like being in jeopardy of possibly not happening.
Why?
I don't remember because there was something about they were supposed to do they were supposed to have a house show match or something, and something happened. It didn't happen. I don't remember.
They didn't show up. They both didn't show up to the one.
Yeah, that's what.
The one thing.
So something about the match being in jeopardy, but I don't remember. As you said about that, Rob, with Becky, I would have to say, yeah, she's more inclined to interrupt in this one. But I don't think Sasha wins. I think they keep it on Bianca to have her feud with another 4 horsewoman. So okay. Bianca it is.
All right, so moving on, we have Edge versus Seth Rollins in a grudge match from basically 2014. Seth Rollins threatened to stomp Edge's head in back in 2014 when John Cena was feuding with The Authority, and Edge hasn't forgotten about it. Seth Rollins has also cost him the Universal Championship in most recent occasions. Who do you guys got winning? You guys already know who I'm picking. Edge is my favorite superstar ever, so I'm going with Edge.
I think Edge has to win. But again, do we have it? I mean, Edge just can't keep losing. Has Edge even won a match since he's come back? So, and we're talking 2 years now.
He's won the Royal Rumble, and I think one of his matches against Randy Orton.
Okay, so I got to give this one Edge.
Yeah, I'm going Edge too. I think this is the match he needs to kind of get him back in like a main event picture, because I'm pretty sure they have plans where they want to strap him with a belt.
Absolutely. Whether it's Friday Night SmackDown or him going back to Monday Night Raw, who knows? But we've all agreed on this one. Rated R Superstar walks away the victory. Next match we're going to is the almighty Bobby Lashley versus Oldberg, Bill Goldberg.
There is no way that Bobby Lashley doesn't win this match.
Absolutely. I mean, every match Goldberg's been in, with the exception of what, like 2 since he's been back, he's lost every other championship match. So I'm going with Bobby Lashley, and all it does is up his stock from here.
All right, I'll be the oddball. I'm going to say Goldberg wins because we're stuck with him until 2023. So yeah. He's only won 1 out of his last 3 matches, so he's 1-2. I'm going with the old man.
Well, I'll combat that with his contract is he's only got 2 matches a year. So that if he does win, that is a pretty crappy way to handle the Monday Night Raw World Title.
Absolutely. I feel like normally with the way his contract's structured, Goldberg really only wins world titles if it's right before WrestleMania, so he can drop them. So
Yeah.
I simply don't see him winning here unless Big E cashes in Money in the Bank on him afterwards.
You have Saudi Arabia coming up.
True, it is possible, I guess. But we'll have to see. Rob and I've got Lashley. Lee's got Goldberg. We're moving on to the main event, guys. We have Roman Reigns defending the Universal Championship against John Cena.
Well, this is going to go to my statement earlier that there are two things that need to happen to combat that AEW CM Punk reference on Friday night. And this is also goes to what we were talking about to start the show, which was Mexico, and it was Ric Flair, and it was Charlotte partnering with AAA and AEW. And therefore, the only way to wipe the slate clean is to make John Cena the 17-time all-time homegrown WWE champion, greatest of all time.
I gotta agree, because now is the time to do it. You just had Ric Flair be part of AAA. It was just announced he's going to be working NWA 73. He holds the record. He's no longer in the company. Yeah, that record's getting taken off you, pal.
Absolutely.
Champion.
I actually agree, but under some certain circumstances, I think this is really the last shot to make John Cena a 17-time world champion and break the record. I don't think he holds the title very long at all, though. I think he wins the record. I think he maybe holds on to it until the next pay-per-view, and then Roman's going to take the title right back.
Yeah, either Saudi Arabia or maybe Survivor Series at best. The next big one.
You said maybe Roman wins the Survivor Series, and then that's when The Rock shows up. Something
like that. Yeah.
Okay. So wow, I did not expect all of us to agree with Cena, but
now what would happen? I'm just going to throw a crazy thought out there. What would happen if Cena does win the world title and The Rock surprises everybody at the end of SummerSlam and gives Cena welcome back rock bottom, and we set something up for Rock Cena 3.
Ooh.
Rock wins, and that sets up your Roman Reigns Rock battle for the head of the table.
Ooh, that works out real nice too, because then we still get Rock versus Roman, but we also get Rock Cena 3. And as much as I don't like when WWE repeats stuff, Rock versus Cena, in my opinion, is always gold.
And we'll finally have the war to settle the score.
Absolutely. 2. Well, the only way you guys are going to find out is by paying attention on Saturday night when SummerSlam comes at you. In the meantime, if you need to catch us on social media, our name is Perched on the Top Rope. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Instagram and Twitter, though, you find us Perched Top Rope. We are on just about every podcasting network that you can find: Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere where you can search podcasts, you can generally find us. Other than that, Lee, handing it over to you, buddy.
And remember, spoiler freeze
is the way to be.
We're out.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching that video. If you liked what you saw, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you hit subscribe so you can get all our content here at Perched on the Top Rope. And fans, remember, spoiler freeze, the way to be. I'm out.